What's up, movie crew? Welcome to one of the first reviews on the channel for Halloween. Alright, so in a previous What I Bought video, I showed that I bought the movie Host. And I had a couple people ask me if I'd be willing to review it, given what time of year it is. I was like, alright, I will absolutely do that. So, without further ado, we're going to review The Host. But before I get into that, if you are new to this channel, my name is Luke, this is Let's Watch a Movie, and if you're anything cinema and physical media related, you've come to the right place, so hit that subscribe button. Alright, The Host. It is a Shudder original, and it takes place during the peak of the pandemic of sorts, where people can't leave the house. And more specifically, this one takes place in the UK, where restrictions were a little more strict than they were here in America. So a couple of friends getting a little stir crazy, someone decides to give another friend of hers a call and see if they could have a seance through Zoom. And there's 5 or 6 of them, I believe, that are part of the seance, and one of them makes up a story. And her making up the story means things go awry for everyone in this Zoom chat. What was first believed to just be a couple of people playing some pranks on each other turn out to be worse as they go along when they start seeing things happening in their respective places. Alright. So the pros on this one is that you've got a group of people who managed to take advantage of a bad situation and turn into a good situation by making this movie. Can't say you'd have something like that if it wasn't for what happened in 2020. So, kudos on that. Because of that, this is definitely a more unique take on some of the found footage stuff and some of these movies that have stuff like a seance. And for the most part, the cast did pretty well. And one of the things I like, if you've seen any of my other reviews, then you know that almost every movie I watch, I'm always wondering, why is this movie so freaking long? This movie is an hour. It's a little bit longer once you throw in the credits, and there's a little bit of an ending where they do a rehearsal thing before actually making the movie. And I've got to say, not only did I like that this was a short movie, but given that Zoom calls can only be an hour long, so this was an hour-long thing, so you got to see it like kind of happen in real time. Very nice touch. I like that. And not even just the fact that it was short, the fact that, hey, Zoom calls are an hour long, so we're going to make this an hour-long movie. That was pretty cool. So, those are my pros on this with everything. Unfortunately, this does have some cons. One of them being, because of it being a Zoom thing, you do see some really glitchy footage in certain people's cameras. And I get it, it's supposed to be like that because of the aesthetics of what they're doing and how things can be with a Zoom call. But when you've got one of the glitches like on your screen for almost 2 or 3 minutes and you're not really seeing other people reacting to it, kind of took away. I get that it makes well for the aesthetic of the movie, but at the same time, as an audience member, it was a little distracting, and it's like, okay, Why can't you have the other people that are in the Zoom call trying to check to make sure, like, hey, is everything good? Do we need to, like, reboot this or something? Like, they could have done some more on that part. And you've got a handful of characters that just kind of are... You got some secondary characters, and it's like, all right, I get that they're not part of the main story, but you can't just have this person like disappear out of nowhere and then suddenly it's like, oh, this person was like right here, but you couldn't see them because they were off camera. Well, we could kind of see what was going on behind the person, and we see them go into a door to the left behind the person. So how does... There's a couple of editing choices that could have been done a little bit better. And since I am watching it off of the physical release, shout out to the people at Shudder and RLJE. One, this packaging is pretty cool, but two, it also had some really good special features. You've got the Boo Crew podcast where they talk to people that were part of the host. You've got the actual cast and crew doing their own sort of seance of things before actually making the movie. You got a behind the scenes featurette. It's actually got some pretty good special features. And one of the things I like with the Shudder originals is we've got some reversible artwork. So I flipped it around because they even remembered the barcode. I've made some complaints about Shout Factory doing that because the reversible artwork doesn't have the barcode, and then it just looks distracting right there. So shout out to whoever it was that made sure that you could still get the barcode on both sides, because that's annoying. My overall thoughts, I only paid $8 or $9 for this online. So if you can get it for a cheap price, go for it. If you have a Shudder subscription, definitely check it out. If you got to pay a lot of money, I would hold off on either seeing if it's going to get a price cut, or Shudder Originals have been landing in Dollar Tree stores lately. Check your local Dollar Tree and see if it's there. But I would not recommend paying more than $9 or $10 like I did for the Blu-ray. Overall score, I do want to say my reviews for these are on a slightly different scale, so don't think that me giving what I'm about to give it means that it's on par with some of the stuff I've seen in theaters. I would probably give Host a 3 out of 5. I will probably rewatch it at some point because it's short and I was entertained. But overall, there was a lot of stuff that was left to be desired. But that's going to do it for this one. If you are new to this channel, hit that subscribe button. You like what you see, leave a thumbs up. Comment down below. Do you plan to see The Host? If you've already seen it, what are your thoughts on the movie? But that's going to do it for this one. Thank you all for watching, and tune in next time.